Forward to seeing some more fun pool. This was a exciting match. I'm looking forward to seeing the South Korean has had his fair share of tournament play, and I think he's going to come out firing today. He's got a good name for himself. Have you seen him play before? No. Well, should be a good one.
I'm in the unknown category in a lot of these matches. Obviously, I know, a lot of the players in the field. The players that have travelled overseas more. And, unfortunately, some of these players can't go overseas. Maybe they don't have the right sponsorships. But what the APF are doing here, and obviously Matchroom Pool getting involved here this week. The future is looking good for a lot of these players who maybe have the game and the attributes to compete against the best, but maybe just life and things in the way just has not allowed them to do it. So big things happening at the minute, and this break's going to work, especially if the one holds up, and it has done.
Yeah, good start for Phong.
Yeah, his friends call him Phong Nam, so I think that's what we'll stick with.
Let's do it. Phong Nam.
Left-handed player again.
We've seen our fair share of left-handed players this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think in any sport, when you play right-handed at a particular game, when you see somebody do the same and they do it with the opposite hand, it just looks easier on the eye. I don't know why, it just seems to be the case.
Well, especially in pool when you got those tough shots where, you might need a bridge, and for some of the amateur players, they want to go behind the back. But if you can switch around and use your left hand or use your opposite hand, it makes it quite advantageous for you, huh? You play a little left-handed, Carl?
I'm okay. I can get by. Yeah, I can run a rack or two.
You can run a rack or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not desperate to do it, but I can certainly get by. Just landed a little shy of pace. I mean, if he can draw this ball in the pocket and miss contact on the 9, he'll play for the 6 in the same pocket.
Grabbing the extension there.
Yeah, he could do that at ease, so nicely done, and he's looking good now for a break and run.
He really is. Yeah. Just mosey on past the 9 ball. A little bit of bottom spin to get back one rail shape for the 8 ball, and this is a break and run for Phong Nam. A little more than he probably wanted here. Still going to be all right, but probably didn't expect it to travel that much up table.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to use the back rail now. Just float back up table, either side of the 9. You can see the spin there, just straightens the cue ball up.
Beautiful. And just like that, we've got a break and run the first rack. Made it look easy too.
Yeah, made it look easy, and just the way he cues the ball. First time I've ever seen this man play, and you can see there's some talent there straight away.
Well, we have quite a large number of Vietnamese players in this tournament this week, don't we? But I saw a few of them have been knocked out today, but obviously Nguyen Hoang Phong is doing pretty good and making short work of rack number 1 to make sure he stays in this tournament.
This is what it's all about. Even on a personal level, sorry, just being here and being in Singapore and, seeing so much of Nineball in Europe and in America. I've been to the Philippines and I know the players they've produced, and Chinese Taipei, but Vietnam, Singapore, countries like this is what it's about. Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Also, this is what we want to see. We want to see what level of players are in all these countries. So it's Taeyoung to break in rack 2. Can he reply with a break and run? He's going to have a shot at the 1 ball.
Yeah, he's got a good opportunity to reply here. Made the 2 in the corner pocket. Looks like he made a 7 as well. Very easy shot on the 1 to get position for the 3. He's got a good opportunity here. I'd like to see him reply with the break and run. He's got a good angle on the 3 to get back up table for the 4.
Would have liked another couple of rolls on the cue ball. That would have just made things more guaranteed on this 4. Now he's got to play this with right and spin, or maybe he can play it with left and come round the back of the 8. Just depends. If he gets the cue ball where it is now for the orange 5, he'll be happy. So anywhere where the cue ball is now.
Looks like he's playing for behind the 8. Yep, sure does. That'll work.
Yeah, as long as you've got a shot, that's all you can ask for. And the 4 didn't go in the centre of the pocket, it just grazed the top rail going in. Again, he just wanted the cue ball to roll, another roll, and then he could have just drawn the cue ball back or drawn it up to the centre of the table. Now he's just coming inside of the 8. But that's okay.
He wants this cue ball to slow down a little bit, and it does. Near perfect shape for the 9 ball.
He replies with a break and run of his own. 2 racks in, 2 break and runs. This match is all squared at 1-1.
I know only 2 racks in, but I think we're going to have a nail biter here. It looks like this could go down to the wire. We've seen a couple blowouts, a couple 9-3s, but I don't know, something about this 2 break and runs back to back. I think we're going to see a photo finish.
That's William Ang at the table. He's playing Aloysius Yap. Aloysius Yap won his last match 9-8. I went out into the arena in between sessions when we was having a little break, and I watched the end of Yap's match, and he knocked a good finish in to stay in the tournament, did Yap. So he is grinding away, and usually this is what happens. You can see in the distance on the very far table, just queuing up, Naoki Oi's playing. He just won a good match on centre court, and you find yourself in that losers bracket and it just becomes a grind. You're not playing all your matches on the TV table, and a lot of these players who maybe not quite play at the high level on this table that we're watching now, they raise the gear on the outside tables. So you have to win 2-3 matches out there, and it's a big old battle.
Yeah, it could be a struggle to get back to that winner side, right? Get back to the round of 32.
Yeah, you sort of just want to get to that match where you've got 2 left, and then you can really get up for it. Then you win that match, and then you've got losers qualification round, and obviously losers qualification round. Usually you're playing a good player because you're playing 2 undefeated players in winners qualification. Whoever loses goes into that losers qualification round, so you've got to get yourself up for it. But loads of people have won big tournaments coming through the losers side. Fongnam's breaking quite soft. He's making points, but I would say out of everyone we've watched so far in the 2 days, he's breaking the softest. And again, look, he's controlling the one, and we could be on for our 3rd break in a row.
We could, right? I don't see too many risky shots here. They all seem to just let the cue ball do the work. 3 ball's going to roll up table for the 4, back down table for the 5. And he seems very much in control, not nervous at all. Having a second look at this one, but I don't think there'll be much of a problem. Might want to be a roller 2 down table, but still has enough of an angle to cut that ball. Hopefully he doesn't want to come anywhere near the 7, so he can get back down table for the 5. Yeah, he's eyeing that 7 ball, just doesn't want to make contact. Nice job coming around it.
Does have a bit of angle here, so he can either draw it over onto the left side of the rail and back out, or he may be tempted just to play a little stop shot into the 9. You don't really want to be doing things like that in 9-ball. You try and avoid playing little cannons. Can he go forward as well? Let's just see what angle he's got. Well, he's aiming low, so that tells us he's drawing off the rail. Yeah, he didn't want to start running into that 9, just in case you don't hit it quite how you want. Cue ball could get lost on the bottom rail, so good decision.
Exactly. 9-ball already has a pocket. No need to push it, and maybe it gets nuzzled up next to the 8-ball, and now you have to figure something else out. So looks like he played it smart here.
Just got to come with one more good shot. You can either play this with a bit of left English, come down the right side of the table, or more favourable will be swing it round off 3 rails, just like this, 1, 2, off the 3rd, and then play the 8 into the corner. And you can see he's got such a big margin for error playing it that way. As long as you hit that 3rd rail, you're always going to have a shot on the 8. And it's been more a case of, in the opening 3 racks, it looks like we're going to get 3 break and runs, but the break has been kind for both players so far.
Yeah, that'll do it. 3 break and runs, absolutely.
It's Phong Nam who takes the third rack with another break and run. This match is nicely poised at 2-1. Lian Xiang from Singapore, he's still going. He played yesterday on the feature table. He had a bye in the first round of losers. Then he won 9-3. Now he's playing Alvin and Gito. He leads 3-1, so he's going through the losers section nicely. Andrew's playing Kwon Ho Jun from Korea, and he leads 3-0. Of course, we've just seen him play on our feature table. There's Lucius Yap.
William just made a nice jump shot to stay at the table. Williams down 1-2, but like I said, he just made a jump shot that's poised to keep him at the table and maybe tie this up at 2. And these players know each other very well. You know, William and Aloysius have played each other countless times. So they're both very familiar with each other's games. I think that the defensive side will come out of these two opponents knowing how the other plays.
Well, we've seen a pink cue yesterday, and there you can see a pink case. Pink is a popular colour over in Singapore.
Well, as I mentioned before, the cue shop has all kinds of cue billiards supplies. So if you need a pink pool case, you can get one there at the cue shop.
I
Carl?
need a pink pool case, I'm telling you. And a pink cue, and pink chalk, pink t-shirt. I need the lot.
I couldn't even say the words out of my mouth, but you can pick them up anytime at the cue shop.
Koping Chung's just coming to your screens. He's battling away. Now Yukioi doesn't look happy with something he's just done on the pool table. In the distance wearing the blue mask, that is Lian Xiang. Referee just racking the balls. There's still a knack to doing that, you know. People think you just put them in the holes and all the balls are touching, but you can see the referee, see where she's just squeezing them together. If you just roll the balls in the holes and then say carry on, you'd get a bad rack. There's still a lot of gaps, so there's, you know, you've got to still get them tight and touching, and that's what she's doing. Any little gaps in that rack and the wing ball won't go in the pocket. Taeyoung to break. He trails 2-1. Every rack has been a break and run. We're seeing it again. Look at the one ball dressing up over that corner pocket.
He's a bit tight on the rail, but he's got a shot on the 1 ball. Should be able to come back and forth for the 2 ball. Shouldn't be much of a problem here. Got an opportunity for a 4th break and run in a row. Let's see. It's going to have to put a little bit of power on this shot, though.
Ooh, not thin enough. I fancied him for that. So a little bit of an error has come in rack 4. Got to get down for the purple 4.
Looks like he's got an angle to come 2 rails to get down table for the 4. There it is. Nice, good stroke. Can he get below the 6?
It's never going to be easy to get there, was it? But
No.
I do like the look of his game. I know we're only 3 racks in, but just you can just tell. I mean, I think he can go off the back rail here and still pot this 4. He's got to play it soft, otherwise the cue ball could get lost up table.
Mm-hmm.
I see what he was attempting there. He was trying to play for the 5 in the same pocket.
Yeah, maybe he didn't think he could have held the cue ball. Sent the ball down table, come up a little bit, but unfortunately he's giving Taeyoung a shot here on the 4. It's going to be a challenge to see how he gets shape on after this. He might even bump into the 5. What do you think?
I think the angle is going to miss the 5 if he pots it clean.
Well, there you go.
And because he didn't pot it, he bumped into the 5.
Mm-hmm.
If he was practicing, he'd get the bridge out and have a go at the long bank here, because it's going to go into a big pocket from that angle. And he's lefty, can he reach it? Not quite. Just looking at the safety shot now, he's walked over to that side of the table to see if he plays off the left edge. Can he get the cue ball far enough up, down on the right side of the table to hook him behind the 9? Is he playing the bank? Looks like he's having a go.
It does. Yeah, I think he might be. And there it is.
Where's the cue ball though?
Oh.
He's put that much emphasis on making sure he nails the bank. He's forgot about the cue ball.
Yeah. The one place on the table you don't want to be is snookered behind that little rail there. Now he's going to have to kick at this. Doesn't have a shot, of course. Just missed it.
Yeah, it was the previous shot where the mistake was come. It was never going to be easy. He made a good bank. He just lost the cue ball a little bit, so it's hard to call it a huge mistake.
Taeyoung playing a little safe there in the terms of just pulling it back, not trying to get too cute with the ball. Just nice and easy with ball in hand. Gonna end up pushing this forward a little bit of inside English to get a shot on the 7. Doesn't want to be too straight on the 7. Gave himself an angle there. Should be able to put a little bottom English and come out for the 8. No problem.
Held the cue ball nicely.
Nice stop shot on the 8. To be just about straight on the 9, right where you want to be when you're shooting a 9 ball. A little bit of an angle, but no problem at all. Pockets that to make it a 2-2 game.
Well, are we going to be seeing A close match here. We are due one. Most of the matches have been fairly one-sided. We've had a couple of close matches, but they felt one-sided.
Yeah, they really have. We haven't seen a hill-hill yet. Luis just went hill-hill just recently. Of course, it wasn't on the TV table, but went hill-hill, and he was able to pull out a break and run to advance, as we know.
Kopin Chung. He's at the table. He's playing Taeyoung Won. He's actually leading 4 racks to 1, so that match is going okay. Kopin Han is also playing. That's the younger brother of Kopin Chung. He's playing Masato Yoshikawa. He's trailing 2 racks to 1. The Ukiyo there in the distance stood there. Looked a little bit despondent there, but
he did, didn't he?
was going on. Okay, we're ready to go. This match is tied at 2-2. Phong Nam to break. He's had 2 breaks, 2 break and runs. He's going for the 3rd.
Let's see if he sticks with that soft break you were talking about earlier. Just gets away from the side pocket, but I don't think we're going to see 3 points here.
Yeah, that's the danger when you don't hit them how you want and you're hitting them a little soft. Now and again you're going to come up dry. Didn't make the 3-point rule. He's got a shot at the 1, getting on the 2 is going to prove to be quite difficult because of the 8 ball. Red 3 ball doesn't look like it passes this 4, so there's a bit of work to do.
Gonna bump into the 8? No, he's gonna get right behind it, unfortunately. You called it. It's not an easy shot to get shaped for.
Yeah, just the line he was coming in, it was all about pace, and whenever you're trying to judge pace and stop the cue ball, it's never going to bode well.
Oh, look at this. It's a pretty tight jump.
Well, he clearly does yoga, the way he's bending his leg over the table. Wow.
Are you guys Facebook friends, Instagram friends? You know his yoga routine.
Unfortunately, I'm not very good at yoga.
Well, I thought it was a little bit tighter than it looks like it is. When we had the overhead view, it looks like it is about a ball and a half space in between the 8 ball there. So, yeah, easy for him to jump. Not easy to make, but successful jump there.
Yeah, it looks a nasty position he's in here. You always try and look for the obvious shot, whether it's positional shot or safety shot, and just looking at this, it doesn't look like there's anything obvious.
That doesn't. Yeah, I mean, like you said, at this caliber, you try to avoid combinations. I don't anticipate him taking one from this far away, but I don't see him. Looks like he's playing the combination. Sure is.
What a brilliant shot that is, by the way.
Yeah, it was, but that's the problem with combinations sometimes, as you can see. Cue ball speed and where the 2 ball lies now, it's a little bit tough to get shape. He can obviously still see it, maybe play a nice defense on this one, but I think the 6 ball's in the way from making it. Yep. Nice play though. Really beautiful shot. Sending the cue ball. Send the 2 ball down table.
Yeah, he's got the talent. You can clearly see it. As Phong Nam, he's come with some good shots. Good safety shots. Even when earlier on where he hooked himself on the jaw of the corner pocket, he still made the bank. So every shot he's played so far, he's there or thereabouts. Kicking 2 rails. Ideally wants to hit this full on the way back. Maybe he's going 1 rail just because of the way he's jacking up. Yeah, he's gone 1 rail.
Oh, he went to try and pocket.
That is very cheeky
Yeah.
indeed.
Didn't quite pay off for him, but yeah, cheeky indeed. I would have assumed 2 rails, send the 2 ball down table, but he saw something we did and tried to make that ball. Well, Taeyoung has given Phong Nam a pretty good opportunity at the table here. After the 3, the 6 ball is left, and it's right next to the 3. Just needs to roll this a little bit forward, give himself an angle on the 6, and should be fairly easy run. Has the angle we're talking about. Just come up the 7 in the side.
Has a nice tempo to his cue action and all. Was Phong Nam. I like the way he plays. Been impressed so far.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Perfect shape on the 8. A little bit straight, but not a problem. Came a little bit more than he wanted to when he followed this ball through to the 9, but that's a slight angle. Nothing I think he'll have problems with.
Phong Nam lost his opening match in this event to Ed Wood. He lost 9-5. And then Robbie Capito beat Ed Wood 9-7. Capito's more well known to our worldwide viewers. He was watching the cue ball closely, so I can only presume it was going near the corner pocket there. But it hasn't gone in, and he takes a 3-2 lead. Let's try and have a look at some scores around the room. Liang Kang is 6-2 up over Alvin and Gito. Laurel Bongay from the Philippines. He's leading 5-2 over Sun Trong. Aloysius Yap, playing fellow Singapore player.
Mr. William Ung.
Yap's 4-3 up.
Yes, he is. Yeah, William's well known here in Singapore as well, so this will be an interesting match.
Kopin Chung 5-1 up over Si Young Won, so he's looking good to advance into losers qualification round. Needs 2 more, needs that match and 1 more to qualify. These are all losers side matches. Next round, 6 PM round, will be winners qualification. Taeyoung to break. Trying to set that one ball up. This is going to be dry though. Only one ball has crossed the line, and he's only potted one ball on the break. Phong Nam is back at the table, and I don't think he'll be handing this one back.
No, I don't think so. He shot that one a little quick. Might have wanted to come a couple more rows down table, but still has an easy shot for the 2. We'll end up probably playing the short side for the 3 ball, then rolling that forward, having a shot on the 4. Looks like he's got a pretty capable rack here. Just as I say that, he ends up missing the 2 ball.
Kind of come from nowhere as well, because he's looked good so far.
That was his first miss of the match, I think. You know, outside of a couple safeties, that was his first actual miss. He ended up not going the short side like I thought. He ended up coming off the rail and trying to get, kind of playing right in between the 9 and the 3, which is a short window. So I'm surprised he even tried to do that. Didn't really have to. Didn't really need to do that, but didn't leave Taeyoung with a great shot on the 2. Nonetheless, I think Taeyoung's just happy to be at the table. I didn't think he would be. Oh wow, look at this. He's going using extreme bottom to take this in the left corner pocket and come back for the 3. Oh, but he missed the 2.
Never easy when you can't see the pocket in your eye line when you're shooting a ball. It's the type of shot where everyone who plays the game can miss. We've all missed them time and time again. It's just something that you never really get used to.
Yeah. Ooh.
Whoa. Well, that is unusual.
Yeah, not something you see every day. Wow. Unfortunately, for those watching at home, you cannot make any contact with any ball, object ball on the table, any ball, including the 9 ball like he just did, using his piece of chalk that fell out of his hand. And unfortunately, that gives his opponent, Taeyoung, ball in hand.
Could be a big turning point. We've all dropped our chalk, but how many times have you dropped it and it's like rolled all around the table, not hit a ball,
Yeah.
and you've grabbed it super quick, but this time it just caught the 9.
You know, I mentioned this before. I play in an amateur polo league, and you know that's not one of the rules that we have. You can touch the balls, but in the professional league, you're kind of held to a bit of a higher standard, and you're not really allowed to touch the balls or make contact. And if you do in any capacity, with your chalk, with your sleeve, with your hand, what have you, it's a ball in hand foul. And it's going to be a costly one. I mean, I fully expect Taeyoung to finish this rack. They're all pretty lined up. Once he gets shape for the 4, the 5 and 6 are there, right next to each other. So that was a bit of a shocker. Like you said, Carl, I don't even recall a time when that's happened where I've dropped a chalk like that. You know, but I was watching some matches just recently, and gosh, the player escapes. It might have been Joshua Filler, who had ball in hand and was rolling the ball in his hand and accidentally hit another object ball while he's rolling the cue ball in his hand. So it does happen.
I don't know which match it was in. It wasn't Joshua Filler that did it, but the guy might have been playing Filler. I can't remember, but it was at the European Open. Someone was cleaning it on the rail.
Yes, exactly.
And kind of hit the edge of their hand and slid up the rail and knocked the ball in.
Exactly. I think it was the 7 ball he knocked in, and the cue ball followed into the pocket. And it was just one of the kind of a what was I thinking, you know? And I think that's probably the same feeling that that Phong Nam is probably feeling right now. What was I doing, dropping that piece of chalk onto the table?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, at the European Open, the guy who had ball in hand, who committed the foul, had just got ball in hand off a foul.
Well, we say it over and over and over, and we do mean it. This game is highly mental, right? Your head's got to be in it. You got to shake off these little things. So we'll see how Fung Nam shakes off this little mistake of his. Obviously, it's cost him the rack. He probably could have gone on to finish the rack, but nonetheless, Taeyoung does, and now it's tied 3-3. Let's see how he bounces back from this. I'm sure he's a bit frustrated, but this match is long from over.
Well, that was an unusual mistake. Dropped his chalk, committed a foul, and it cost him the rack.
You know, body language is key. I gotta say, this is the first time that Fung Nam has looked a little bit worried. You know, he's a little bit crouched down here, but maybe he's just cold.
I would say that's probably a fair call. Obviously, it's very humid outside, so we have aircon in the venue, and for some reason later, you must know better than me, you live here, but it seems to be around this time of the day and the night, it seems to get a lot colder.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's pretty humid here in Singapore, and you know, cold doesn't really jump out into our vocabulary here in Singapore, but I think indoors, most of us kind of jump to the aircon as much as possible. And I think we have the aircon here blasting in the Aspar Recreational Center. I think most of the Singaporeans don't mind. It's a little chilly in here today. It's got like one hand on the table, one hand off the table. It's kind of interesting. Seems to work for him, though. Oh, this is the first time where he does not have a clear shot on the one. He does score 3 points, though, so he's still back at the table. 4 points, in fact.
Just started to fall off the pace a bit here, hasn't he? He's looked good carrying on, and a lot of these players who we watch and you think, yeah, they've got a good game about them. We're seeing it again, aren't we, where something happens in the match, whether it's a missed ball or bad positional shot, drop your chalk and hit a ball. It just seems to just knock them a little bit, and then they can't seem to do anything right after that. So this is a chance for Taeyoung to try and get in the lead and make something happen himself, and now it's going to turn into a bit of a dogfight, this match. I just feel that's what's going to happen. Both players are struggling, and I have a feeling it's going to continue this now.
It's interesting too, because we had just started the match off with what, 3 break-it runs in a row, and then here we are, like you said, a little bit of a dogfight. Couple mistakes early on in this match. In this game, let's see. Nice 2-rail shape on the 2-ball. Very nicely placed. Just going around the 6 and missing the 3. He's got a couple options here for the 2 to the 3. I'm assuming he's going to play it forward with a little inside English to come up 2 rails to get shape on the 3. Should be no problem. There it is. Again, maybe a little more than he wanted. Still has a good angle for the 4. It's a tight window between the 9 and the 7, though.
Yeah, and he's got to watch that orange 5 ball as well, because it looks like he's going to slide over in that path to try and come off that rail unless he can really dig into this and come after. Didn't get there, did he?
No, it did not.
It's another example of where you're trying to just land the cue ball into an area and you're trying to get it to stop. A lot of the times you overhit the shot or you underhit the shot. I mean, it's not too bad, is it? At least he's got distance, and the 4 ball looks like it's right on the rails, and that's always going to make safety shots a little trickier. But I think he'll just try and roll this 4 over to the right, cue ball over to the left, and try and use the 9 and the 7 to snooker his opponent. Such a tough shot to get right. Needs it to slow down.
Didn't quite get the snooker, of course, but not really a bankable shot either. I think we'll see another defense coming from Phong Nam. Well, he's down table here. I'm curious to see if he's going to get aggressive. I don't think he will. It's a pretty tough cut. Yeah, oh, he went for the bank.
Oh, it was close as well. He would have fancied that going in as it was tracking down towards the corner. He will have felt like he'd made that. Needs to stay still here, commit to the shot, and that'll work out nicely.
I like how he's taking his time with these shots. You know, he got down, he looked at something, didn't quite like what he saw, stood up, repositioned himself, got down and just nailed the shot. Oftentimes we kind of rush that ball a little bit. But not him right now. He's taking his time with every shot, making sure every approach is well thought out. Pulls it back a little bit for the same pocket. And there we go. Just like that, Nguyen Phong is up 4-3, race to 9 with 5 racks to go. Looks a lot more confident now. He can Do a nice sigh of relief that that game is over. Start off a little bit ugly.
Yeah, you can tell he's feeling it a little bit. A few crazy things have happened. He's missed a couple of balls and then the old drop chalk. Well, Lucius Yap. He's playing his fellow countryman.
Right in between the gap and hides that cue ball right behind the 6. William gives him a little smirk saying, I see what you did there.
Yap's leading that match 5-3.
William one more time gets him a little nod. Good defense. All right, Taeyoung up for break.
Need that 7 to cross the line. If the 7 ball hasn't broke that line, it's going to be an illegal break. We're playing 3-point rule here at the Asian Nineball Open. Phong Nam is at the table, so the 7 ball did not break the line, so he's only made 2 points. And the balls are sat lovely, they really are.
Gosh, we've seen this a couple times where 3-point rules come into effect.
Yeah, I mean, they're really trying to set the 1 ball up off the break, and when you're playing that little cut break, sometimes you're just not going to hit them hard enough. Me personally, I'd just be going straight down the nose. Wing balls flying in, I'd just try and park the cue ball in the centre and just take my chance.
Make it sound so easy, Carl.
It is easy, very easy. 3 ball didn't go in clean because he had to cheat the pocket to come past that 9 ball.
Nice shot to get shape for the 5. It looks like it's going to probably just narrowly go by the 7. I want to just put a little bit of stop on this cue ball to get shape for the 7. No need to get cute here. Yep. It's got a slight angle on the 7. I think enough to roll it forward and play 2 rails for shape on the 8. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. Well executed shot. Looks to be pretty straight for the 8. Could just stop it for the 9 in the corner pocket and take a 2-rack lead. Whoa.
Wow, that is worrying.
Whoa.
That is very worrying when you miss a ball like that. Just the way he delivered the cue, you could physically see it come right across his body. Put a little bit of unwanted spin on it. Missed the 8 ball. Unbelievable. Got fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Taeyoung would be happy to back at the table, but That 8 could have finished anywhere, so he's got to come with a good shot here. I think he's playing safe.
I'm still picking my jaw off the table, Carl. That was a shock.
Yeah, maybe that's a fundamental flaw in Phong Nam's cue action, because didn't see that one coming. But he's got a shot at the bank here. I think after the mistake he's just made.
You gotta. Oh wow, he's gonna play safe. I thought he just would have came with it, but that was a nice safety.
Yeah, it's kind of one of them. You've only got 2 options, haven't you? You play safe or you fire at the bank. Some people, they think, yeah, I'm just going to go. I'm going to try and forget the mistake and just fire the bank in. And this time, didn't fancy it, and he has played a good safety.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't think Taeyoung wanted to hit that 9 ball. And now looks like that 8 ball is very cuttable. Nice speed, should be able to go 2 rails and have a shot on the 9 ball straight in the corner pocket. Let's see. Well,
avoided the scratch well.
Mm-hmm.
For the second time of asking in this rack, somehow Phong Nam has won the rack as he takes a timeout. He leads this match 5 racks to 3. Very lucky boy in that rack. Missed the 8 ball, but it doesn't matter. He's ended up winning the rack. There you see it. It's 5-3 to Phong Nam. We'll be back after this short break.
You think you know Singapore? It's time to reimagine.
You think it's all skyscrapers?
Then what's this?
And this.
And this.
And this!
You think it is one island?
Then, what's this? And this!
You think we're a city that never stops?
Then what's this?
And this.
Singapore, you think it's a country?
A city?
An island?
Think again.
It's so much more!
You don't have to play like a pro to enjoy the game I love.
If you've ever played in a friend's basement, you can compete in an APA league. In the APA, everyone can play and anyone can win. So if you're looking for a fun night out with your friends and family, join an APA pool league today. Have fun, meet people, play pool. Visit poolplayers.com today.
Phong Nam 5, Taeyoung 3. We've seen an incredible foul in this match. Phong Nam dropped the chalk, rolled across the table and hit the 9-ball.
An incredible foul. Yes, it was. It was an incredible foul.
Yeah, this is actually losers side action. Nukioi 193 earlier on, and then Andre from Indonesia beat Darren Young from Singapore 9-4. Back to the action, Phong Nam to break. He's leading 5 racks to 3.
Okay, so every break, either Phong Nam has break and run, or he's had he did not qualify for the 3-point, so an illegal break. This time he did not do an illegal break, so let's see if we can get a break and run out of this rack and continue the progress. Well, I say that, and the 1 ball's not in a nice position. He's probably going to have to play safe here. I don't see him trying to go for the carom. Can probably just, yeah, he's going to play safe behind the 4. It's a nice save, but I think we'll be seeing the jump cue come out from Taeyoung here. Yeah, he's going to try and pocket it too.
Balls are that tricky. I mean, if he's trying to pop the 2, he's going to have to jump it off the rail first.
That's what it looks like, a jump kick.
Yeah, going into the right side of the 1.
Wow. Oh.
Great vision. Just unlucky, wasn't it? Just to follow it in.
What a great jump kick. Nailed it just as he anticipated, and fortunately the cue ball followed through. Ran into that corner pocket. Great shot though. Absolutely. Phong has got to be happy with this. Getting ball in hand with a fairly open rack. As long as he can get shape from the 3 to the 4, which he set himself up nicely for. The rest of the rack is pretty much wide open.
Cue ball's close to the corner.
Wow, he hit that way harder than he needed to. Look at this, he snookered himself behind the 5.
The match is there for him, isn't it? It's all there, it's all gone his way, but he just keeps making a glaring error from nowhere.
And that one's astonishing because there's so much room that he had to just anywhere near that, anywhere but there, and he would have a nice shot on the 4 ball. I was rooting for him on that jump. Hopefully we can set the table. He had a successful jump but didn't pocket the ball. Sent the cue ball down table, which is always good, but bringing Taeyoung back onto the table is not what he wanted. And this is no easy shot either. All the way down table against the rail pretty much. How you're going to maintain control for the 5 ball after this is going to be another challenge. Yeah, it looked like you want to come around 3 rails to get shape for the 5, and when you do something like that, it just makes more room for error. Fortunately, it looks pretty straight into the side from the 4 ball. Phong is looking at this shot extra closely because he's not quite seeing the angle to get shape on the 5. Otherwise, he'd be down already.
Needs a flick. He hasn't got it. Left-handed is going to help him here because he can stretch over and just hit this ball thin enough to create some distance. Got to get the cue out of the way. You don't want the double hit.
Well, you called it. He probably hit it a little harder than he wanted to. Went for the cut, unfortunately missed it. The cue ball stops rolling, so he does not get a safety or an accidental defense here. Ends up giving Phong a great shot, great opportunity with the 5 balls in the pocket. Let's see if he can capitalize and take advantage of this rack. You know, I think both players are falling off the rails just a little bit. You know, we've seen some very high level play the first couple racks. Then a couple missed shots here and there. A little uncharacteristic. It's got too much speed. He's okay, but a lot more than he wanted.
Yeah, he's really struggling out there, and I'm not sure why. He's 5-3 up. He's played some good stuff, just threw a few funny shots in here and there, and as you said, and he's just overrun cue ball a little bit. Should still be okay, but the cue ball is going to flirt with that left side pocket, so he's going to have to put some spin on this ball.
Yeah, successful shot, but as you said, just unnecessary, right? Like he's got the whole table to work with and just let loose a little too much on that to get not where he wanted the 7. But nonetheless, all that matters is how you finish the rack. He finished the rack, and he takes a three rack lead on Taeyoung. He's a little surprised at himself, but I'm sure he's pleased to have the lead.
Ko Ping-ching has beat Taeyoung Won 9 racks to 1, so he advances through to the losers qualification round. Ko Ping-hang, that's the younger brother of the Ko brothers. He is losing 6 racks to 3 against Ko Ping-han. Aloysius Yap has won in that match, the old battle of the two Singapores. It was 9-4 to Yap over William Ang. Good to see William Ang smiling, even though he's just lost.
Taeyoung for the break. Down 3 racks. He desperately needs this one. Oh, and they might come up dry again. And the cue ball going right into the side pocket. Not the start he's looking for. Down 3 racks. Trying to find the right path. Even though he's going to be jacked up over the 6, he's looking for the right shape for the 2. And there it is. Just going to come to the short side, but have a nice little angle to come back up table for the 3. Good shot on the 2 to get shape for the 3. Come out table for the 4. Looks like a pretty open rack from here.
Yeah, that looks like he's looking at maybe going forward with the cue ball, coming below the 9 and the 7. That's because there's probably a little bit too much angle to draw the cue ball back. There you can see he's got a nice angle there actually. He actually had more angle than what that camera angle looked like. Same with this shot, just give the pocket a chance. You don't need to start hitting this ball too hard. Just get it in that area of the pocket, it will swallow it up. And where the 6 and the 7 is, he doesn't need to come too far over to the right hand side of the table. Anywhere on the left or centre with a cue ball is good.
Ooh. That was a close one. I wasn't sure if the puck was going to swallow that one up, but it did. And actually left him a nice little angle to get back for the 7. From the 6 to the 7. Worked out quite nicely. Carl, at the amateur level, you know, oftentimes we focus too much on being perfect on shape. You know, at this level, do you have that same issue, or do you think it's just routine?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is if a top player runs out of position a little bit, they're not scared to get down and still knock that big ball in. Maybe it affects the amateurs a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're probably right. I think that. Oh, look, he came a little bit short on that one. Could still make it, but obviously he's going to have to get a bridge or a extension to try and pocket this one. And all he needed was one more ball roll, or maybe about 2 inches, and he'd be set up nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a difficult shot to go 2 rails, and the fact that he's under it, he's just not making things easy for himself. This rack should have been over. He should have been getting prepared to break. Now he's got a thin one. He's got to make sure he pots it. He can't really rely on where the cue ball's going. He'll have a rough idea, but...
Ooh.
Oh, he's done well here. Look where he's finished. He's going to have a shot on the 9. Yeah, it's on the rail, but at least it's a shot.
Absolutely. Nearly scratching the side, but ended up working just fine. And there it is. Takes a 4-rack lead, 7-3 over Taeyoung. As we said over and over, with alternating breaks, it's quite difficult to come back down 4 racks when your opponent only needs 2.
Nguyen Hoang from the Philippines, young talented player. He's playing Sherakh Aslam Saeed. He's losing 5 racks to 3. Fraser Liao and Do Han Khan. That match is Hill over on table for 8-8. We've not seen many Hill battles, so they're going through the pain. Kopin Han has pulled the rack back. He's playing Masato Yoshikawa. Masato leads 7-5. Can the young Kopin Han, the younger brother of the 3, can he survive and stay in the tournament? Demosthenes Pulpul from the Philippines. He wins 9-4 over Shoman Tong. Fong Nam to break. He leads 7 racks to 3. And it's a dry break. 1 ball over the pocket.
So, Carl, what's your famous saying about comebacks?
My famous saying about comebacks.
They all got to start somewhere.
They've all got to start somewhere. That's true.
And if they do, now's the time for Taeyoung. He's got an opportunity. Good shot on the 1. Got to take advantage of this rack while he can.
Has Taeyoung shown us enough that he's got the comeback in his game? May have to play some sort of bump on another ball here. If he can go forward off the back rail and miss that purple 4, he will, but I don't think he can. He's aiming low. He's going to bump into the 9 or try and find the gap. It's gone wrong.
It's not bad, but it's going to be difficult to get back onto the 4. Unless you think he might be taking this in the side pocket with slow enough pace to kill the cue ball for the 4. think that might be his only shot. Yeah, that's what he was going for. Just missed though. Gives Phong a good opportunity here. He knows it. Great shot to come all the way down table for the 4. He's going to leave himself a nice angle to come back up for the 5. I believe he's going to try to come towards that first diamond up top, past the side pocket, and be in the short side. Oh, no, he didn't. Looks like he's happy playing the combination. 8-ball sitting in the pocket, so no problem there. Oof.
He'll be happy that stayed over the pocket just because he's left-handed. For a right-handed player, that wouldn't have mattered because we could easily cue the green 6. Rail first, that just made the position a lot easier, and now he's got a nice angle. Just can float off this side rail and back out for the 7. And that is perfect.
Absolutely. 2 more balls here and he'll be on the hill.
Yeah, and it was a dry break.
You know, the way this match started, if you would have told me it was going to end 8-3, 9-3, 9-4, I would have been shocked. I thought we might have gone hill here. But somehow, Taeyoung just took his foot off the gas and Phong Nam didn't. So here we are, 8-3 with 1 game to go. And Phong Nam has the break.
Yeah, 8-3. Taeyoung's going to do well to come back in this match. We are yet to see it being turned around. Alternate break. 1 ball on the spot using a template. Everyone's guaranteed a ball pretty much. That's what should happen as long as the rack's okay. Nguyen Han, he was down in the match. He's still down, but he's pulled 1 more rack back. He now trails 7-5 against Yoshikawa. Players are exiting the tournament today. We're approaching the last couple of matches on the losers' side. A lot of these players now maybe have 1 more round today, and then tomorrow we'll see some losers qualification matches.
Well, Taeyoung with the break actually, and what a break it was. It was 3 balls down on the break. I don't know if you can see the 2 ball clearly here. I don't think he can. Well, he's getting down like he can, that's for sure. So maybe he's jacked up just a little bit. Nice cut. We might see a little fight left in him.
He's got to come with a good shot here. There's distance. Shooting up into the top left. If he pots it, he should be good. Striking down on the cue ball as well. I don't think he's going to hit that low. Must just aim there and then move the cue up. Nicely done. Fires it in the centre of the pocket.
Nice draw back to get shape on the 6. I need to fire this one in the corner again, just to come off the rail a little bit for a shape on the 8. Yeah, there it goes. Nicely done.
Looks to have loosened up at last.
Will it be a comeback, or is it too little too late? All right, either way, break and run for Taeyoung. Make it a 4-8 match. Race to 9, one more to go for Fung Nam, and Fung Nam has the break.
Let's have a look at some scores. Raymond Farun from the Philippines. He trails Sharik Aslam Zaid 5 racks to 3. Hong Tai Dai 3-1 up in his match. Do Hong Kwan beat Fraser Luau 9-8. That went all the way. These are the matches we have seen so far today. Darren Young from Singapore lost out 9-4 to Andre, and Tanas Boon from Thailand. He lost to Niyuki Oi 9 racks to 3. And the match we are watching right now is 8-4 to Fung Nam. Here's Taeyoung. Fung Nam to break. He's on the hill. But it's dry. No balls on the break.
Well, he's had an opportunity to close the show a couple times, but he's given Taeyoung an opportunity to come back. And it's a pretty wide open rack, so there's an opportunity for a run out here. Got a little cute with this cue ball on the 3. Doesn't need to be, but ended up nicely. Give himself a nice angle to come. One rail up the top with a little bit of left in. A little left spin to get shape for the 5.
Just picked the pace of play up, it looks like to me.
He has, yeah. It's like he's now settling into the table.
Gonna need an angle on the brown 7. He's got to make sure he gets this cue ball out. If he doesn't have a good angle, he's going to have to start forcing this ball over. He's going to have to force it a little bit. He does have an angle, but more angle would have made the pot easy, so he'll play this hard. And that's why he's missed the pot.
Yep.
Purely and simply, that is why he's missed the pot. And he didn't even get the cue ball out where he wanted, so the positional shot from the 6 to the 7 is where things got a little tricky. Has he been fortunate where he's left it? You would suggest he has a little bit.
I mean, it looks to be a makeable shot, right? But of course, I think Fung is just happy to be at the table. It was very unexpected because it looked like a pretty done deal. Get out of that pocket. Oof.
Yeah, so many times when the ball is on the rail where it was and you go rail first to flick it in, you know the cue ball can come down near this corner. And I think he's got to play this ball. I think he's just got to back himself to pot it in the corner.
It seems like one of those shots that just pocket the ball. Don't worry about the 9. Just pocket the ball. Live to fight another shot. You don't want to mess this shot up because this is it. This is on the hill. Whoa, he went for the bank.
Played safe, I believe.
Is that right?
I believe so. I don't see why you would play the bank there and leave the cue ball there. You may as well go for the pot. He's got to play the bank here, surely. Although I have noticed this week, a lot of the Asian players prefer to play that 1 or 2 extra safeties. In Europe,
they'll go for the shot.
They're firing at the banks, yeah. A lot more.
A little short on the bank. Turns out to be good safety. I'm sure Phong prefers this shot over the other 8-ball shot that he had.
Yeah, he's definitely playing this one.
Yeah.
Still not easy to get good on the 9 though, is it? So maybe just pot it and get the cue ball over towards that left corner section of the table and just back yourself to pot the 9.
Right. Don't force anything, just pocket the ball and see what you're left with. Test your shot making abilities after that.
What a beautiful shot he's played there. Fair enough. It might be a little easy when you're 8-4 up, but that is just not easy when you're practicing, let alone playing a match like this to stay in the tournament. Can he finish it off with a good pot on the 9? He can
does.
indeed. Nguyen Hoang Phong beats Taeyoung 9 racks to 4. He's still batting. Unfortunately, Taeyoung is out of this year's Asian Open 9-ball. I'm sure we will see him again one day. Phong Nam has his buddies calling back home. He is through. There you see confirmation. A 9-4 win. Says winners bracket, but it's actually the losers side of the draw, so that's the left side, or the losers. And roughly in about 25 minutes time, we will be seeing Abraham bin Amar versus Do Taeyoung. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a short while.